Hello everybody, I'm BeakerTeck, also known as Keegan, and welcome back to Vanilla Cities Skylines. Now, in this episode, we are sitting over here at what is not Spaghetti Junction, but Terrible Junction, Shitty Junction. Basically, we are getting a little bit of a tailback here, and it is because both on and off come to this one intersection here, and then that goes in both directions. So I asked you guys for suggestions on how to fix this section as well as this section, which I can now actually build in, and down in the comments Jack came up with a suggestion to fix this, and that was simply, instead of bringing them into the same place like an idiot, how about I bring them to separate places. So we're gonna have the in come in as it is, but the out is gonna, instead of do this, it will instead, and I'll flip these roads around before you have a go at me. It's okay. It's gonna come this way. It's gonna bend around. It's gonna bend around like this, and then it's gonna bend into there. I'll then go and flip it around, all the way around like that. So basically now you come into here this way, which still has lights. But it is slightly less lights, and then you come out this way. I'll now fix up the power grid, though technically it's all connected still. I would prefer to have sort of this connection here as well, and it's gonna force me to do something a bit funny like that, but that's okay. I don't mind doing things a little bit funny. So that is nice. Though I still wish there was not these lights here, but again, I'm not entirely sure what I can do about it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the game up to 3 times speed and just see what happens. Yeah, see, there's still this tailback because there are still lights here, which is not what I want. What I could do, and this would be kind of a drastic move, but I'm gonna try it. I've got the money, I'm gonna try it. Let's get rid of this section here. We're gonna get a oh, I don't have highway extensions, so I don't have single lane one way. That's okay. I will grab what I was thinking of doing was doing a sort of one way and then coming out a bit and doing another one way, which I guess I could still do. I could go this way like this, out, across, and in. So we've got this sort of this one-way loop now, but again that creates a horrible nasty intersection. So maybe if we just do this, still gonna essentially I'm just trying to make it so that it doesn't have lights on that very first connection, but I'm not. If I do that, we now have this sort of one-way loop system here, which is, it's not bad. There aren't any lights here, which is odd. Why actually aren't there any lights there? Because there are lights here, but there aren't lights here, which is odd because that's in theory the same kind of road. Huh. Why is that? I'm very confused. That's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to bring this in anyway. Like that. It won't create any lights because everyone is forced to turn left. And I'm thinking I could do an underground tunnel that brings you up onto this side in case you wanted to go that way. And in fact, I am going to do that. And I'll have to flip this round. But we'll go down. We'll bring that to sort of here, we'll go across, we'll come up, and then we'll come up and pull off that way. Then all of this is going to have to be flipped around. And there we go. So now, when all the cars sort themselves out, see, and there's still, if there weren't these lights, we would be fine, is my feeling. So if I get rid of that, and I turn this into a one-way like this, Okay, so that's all one way. And then if you want to get up this way, you have to take that intersection. So it's a little bit of a bit of a maze now, but it forces everyone to sort of turn. Hopefully the only people... In fact, I can get rid of that. The only people on this road should be coming from here. And if you want to go across this way... In fact, I can get rid of that. So that a lot of people are going to use this section of road. Power is disconnected there. So let's just reconnect that up. Like so. That's fine. And then what I can do is say... Because at the moment, to get onto this side, you have to go all the way up here. And is that what people are doing? If I could get out of that view? I think... Yeah, it's moved the traffic up here and up here. But it has resolved some of the issues. And then, of course, this section of road, I guess, isn't really needed. Because all it does is it brings you up to here. But what I want is people to go up that way. Where do you go, though? I'm watching you come up. And you get stopped there. So the traffic is now going to back up along this road, which is sort of not ideal. Really what I need is a one-way sort of maze situation. But, oh, you don't have any water. But I think for now that will have to do. This whole thing will probably be redone once this is all actual CBD. Which is a nice way to segue into the fact that this is called CBD and is going to stay being called CBD. Also, you don't have any water, which is a problem. So fix that up. Powered. You're not complaining, which is good. So this is going to be staying called CBD. I need to focus. However, I did get some suggestions in the comments for renaming these. So the low density area is going to be called Skyline Views. No prizes for guessing where that name is coming from. And then the suburbs is called Wellings. So we now have Wellings, Skyline Views, and the CBD, which is very, very nice. We do have plenty of demand at this point, so again, I'm going to go through and just get rid of a... Oops, that... No, I didn't mean to clear you. I meant to clear you. You. Can't get rid of that one. All of these, we're just going to clear out a bunch of that stuff and then go in and add in all of the high density stuff. Lost for words there for a little while. That's okay. We've fixed that now, so that is all high density, which will eventually build up and look all pretty and nice. They are complaining about rubbish issues, or they were. It seems to have stopped now though, so that's good. So that's going to be that, and that has completely killed the demand, so that will slowly but surely fill up. Now, this facility is empty, which is good, because that means I can... I'm actually not going to bulldoze, I'm going to move... I say that, I was going to say I'm going to move it, but I don't know. Maybe it's time I build that other extension off to the side. Garbage is fine. Where's my... Pollution is the one I'm looking for. This one here. Okay, pollution is pretty bad. And this is offices. And it's because of this. I'm just going to go ahead and remove it. I'm just going to bulldoze it and fill that in. Oops, no, with offices, not low density commercial. So that's going to be offices. We're going to clean up some of these buildings that need to be demolished. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clear out those two sections there. Okay, so they are going to be offices, and we're going to slowly bring the industry back and hopefully clear up some of this pollution, which, according to another suggestion in the comments, if I go ahead and place in a bunch of trees, it will actually help soak it up. Now, I don't know if that's true, and actually, hang on. How is... Okay, so I need to move this coal power plant, which is going to cost me a whack ton of money. But that's okay, so we're going to move you. We're just going to move you just so that that edge is, that polluting edge is being moved back. So this should now all be offices. I'm going to set that to be offices and that to be offices as well, like so. And hopefully there's nothing else in here that is causing pollution. I don't believe there is, so that's nice, that's ideal, that's what I want to see. Go ahead and hit play again, and that will hopefully bring that section back. Now I do need to do some more education. Our elementary school is fine, high school is fine, university, seeing as I'm getting in these offices, I feel it's time we place in our university. And I'm thinking somewhere along here, though. It's not gonna let me though, is it? Really? Why? Oh, I've got my parks in there. Of course I do. And then here I've got the firehouse. So let's go ahead and move the firehouse just down the road, just to there. It's not a biggie. And then we're going to go ahead and place in a university here, there. Okay, so we're going to have a university there, which is nice and central in town. And that will help, obviously, bring in some more people, as well as, drive up the land prices and all that kind of good stuff, which is very, very nice. And will obviously increase the number of people in our offices. So very happy about that. Now, what is this one saying? This one is saying that there is no more room, so let's go ahead and empty that, hopefully into this incineration plant, which I'm going to go ahead and place... well, I don't have the money to do it, but I was going to place another one of these just to help empty it. And this one as well, I would like to empty. So hopefully they'll empty into the incineration plant and not each other. I'm not entirely sure how that works. That may be a complete stuff up. But I'm hoping that they will empty into each other and not... into the incineration plant and not each other. Either way, however, I believe our rubbish is, is not really an issue. We do need a few more incinerators, but other than that, we're actually covered. A few more buildings to demolish here. I demolished the wrong bloody one, but that's okay. He'll come back eventually anyway. However, everything seems to be ticking over rather nicely. Very, very happy with it at this point. So I am going to end the episode there, much shorter than normal. However, there's just not much to do at this point because the demand is very, very low. So guys, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.